is, guys, like I said, the long-awaited modified to the 9 Ebox Dragster. This is right now the most modded dragster on out there, and the motor and the controller are all plug and play, harness hooked up and everything else. I've got headlights, I've got brake light, I've changed the dials to on-off switches. This one controls fans that I have going beside the controller just to keep everything cool in there. Yeah, this thing's an absolute beast. I got a Sur-On battery packed in there right now. You can fit a Talaria battery as well. These things are fucking demons, man. I plan on putting a bigger motor right there, but this was to get a kit going. Basically, we were gonna make a plug-and-play kit. Me and Econic Cycles, Gary, the owner over there, great dude. He sent me over some parts, sent me the motor and the controller. I figured out all the wiring, got everything plug and play so I can use the stock voltage meter and the stock ignition, and I still got my USB ports. And like I said, I just switched my dials to on-off switches for my fans and my lights. And yeah, we got a way better throttle up here, Sur-On style throttle, super nice. Haven't replaced the brakes yet. That's the one thing I'm going to swap out, still to do. I got another one of these fenders right here coming for the front. It'll actually bolt right up. They have 2 screws right in there on both sides, and the one part of that bracket actually lines up flawlessly with those. Sticks up over the wheel, put the fender over, perfect. So I will have a second fender on the front, and then hopefully eventually I'm going to find some forks that'll fit. I thought I had found some, but I did some rechecking on some measurements and whatnot, and they're going to be a slight bit too narrow, and I just don't really want to try to, like, you know, any pull them out or anything dumb. It's just not proper. So I'd like to find a set of forks that add some suspension. That'd be really nice. And then for a seat mod and kind of some rear suspension, I've added Cafe Racer springs. Those ones are hidden in the front. You can see right there on the back. So the seat is mounted to the spring, and then the spring is mounted to where the seat would normally go with some extra bolts. And then I just put some foam in there, put a couple cuts in and around it and stuff, so my fan still draws air, no problem. And anything that's bulky and whatever else isn't getting squished too much underneath there. Not that you can't fit the controller and all the wiring in flawlessly and still have stock seat. I just did this for more comfort. And I also added a gel pad on there to give myself just a bunch more like squish on the ass. Found that the seat was a little stiff. So Ebox, if you end up watching this, definitely consider making the seat a little softer. Maybe add even a ½ inch of extra foam or some gel on the top of the foam would be just amazing. And then yeah, honestly, this thing is a beast. Ebox again, if you could, here's another little tip. This would make it so people that want to extend their wheel out and put like maybe an extended swing arm or bolt-on bracket parts that I could make or something. If you notice, so where you guys have the axle go through, it's in the center of the frame tubing, right? If you could move it so it was flush, that way a part could kind of just go right along outside or right along inside and go all the way out further, and then you can put the wheel still in there. Maybe have some drop out things or whatever that have an adjustable tensioner and things like that for people that swap in new motors and whatever else, because making the motor plate and having the adjuster nut on the bottom was kind of a pain in the butt. Wasn't that much work, but just took a couple extra steps. But yeah, there she is. Even ended up having conveniently extra fender from a different bike that fit right on there beautifully. I just zip tied it to the back around the frame and wheelie bar there, and it's pretty darn close to the wheel, but It's nothing to worry about, honestly. I can fit my finger almost in there, so it's not that bad at all. And it's tight as hell, so it's not going to bounce and catch a wheel and get snagged off or something. And then it bolts off right onto the stock area where the stock one was, the sprocket guard and everything else. So we got some nice chain guard going, keep everything clean and shit, and don't have fucking muck flying all over the place. We got a 35 chain, 35 sprocket. This thing's an animal. The only thing I haven't done yet is foot pegs, forks, and new brakes. I find that these brakes honestly aren't the worst. People complain about them being shit, but I don't really think that they're fucking terrible. Like, I still got decent wheelie control. They work for me even with the upgrades and the higher speeds and stuff that I'm doing. If I wanted some crazy stopping power, because I do have the higher end speed and stuff like that, I would just suggest just tossing any fucking mountain bike hydraulic brakes on here, basically, and you're good to go. So I will be replacing those, and I will tell everyone which ones I used on those as well. And then when I find a fork upgrade, I will let everybody know about that as well. But yeah, hopefully this gets some views, gets some attention, and stay tuned. I'm gonna wrap some shit on carbon fiber, put my own decals on there, a few other things, like I said, foot pegs, brakes, yada yada yada. Just stay tuned, and if anyone has any questions, let me know. I can give you my information, my social medias, and I can walk you through anything I've done, sizes on stuff, connectors, whatever you need. I am trying to still get this plug and play kit out from Econic Cycles. We've just had a little bit of a snag. It's kind of hard. I live in Canada, he lives in the US. Communication and things is an issue, right? So trying to just get everything worked out, and basically once it's all done, we will hopefully have the kit ready to go to the public. Like I said, if anyone does want to know what I've used, the parts, I can tell you exactly which ones they are, set you up with Gary at Econic to get them all from him, and then I can walk you through on which connectors you're going to add, which wires you'll need, what goes to what. It's pretty basic stuff. I've already made up a couple wiring diagrams and things like that, so I can also post that and whatever else. If you guys want that, just let me know in the comments, and message me on my social medias. I will try to post those down below in the description. And yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully this video helps some people, show just how epic these dragsters are. I highly suggest the dragster over the 2.0s and 3.0s, just strictly for the modability. The motor space is massive. The battery space is bigger than on the 2.0s, where it's a little bit more congested. The frame's a little tighter on it. So this battery, like I said, that's a Suron battery in there, and you can fit a Talaria battery in there, which means you can get like 72 volt 40 amp hour batteries to just slot right in there. And I used even the stock battery clamp and like mount and things like that on the bottom of the bike. I just, where it connects to the battery, there's like a part that connects kind of like this. It grips around the battery and a bolt goes through. I just smashed that flat and then put foam on it. So now that's what sits on the Suron battery and holds it tight up against the bottom of the Suron battery with foam. And then I also have a bungee cable wrapping around that, and then I have bungee cables wrapping around the thing with a couple pieces of foam in just anywhere where it might smack the frame, but it doesn't move at all. I've got that thing so strapped and so secured, and it being attached to the battery mount that comes with the bike keeps it already in place where it's supposed to be. So it's epic. This is such a good moddable bike, such a fun little ripper. In the videos I got just a few minutes ago and recorded or whatever, just a couple of rips past my house and up and down the road. The speed limit there is 60, and we're doing, I want to say 70, 80 flying past traffic, which equates to about 45, 50 miles an hour. because I'm in Canada, I'm at kilometers an hour. But yeah, still pretty darn good. And that's only at, what was it, 75 or 80% when I brought it out. So if I was at full 100% and, you know, maybe juiced it up a slight bit on the far driver, I could probably push this up to 55, 60 miles an hour. And I definitely could if I bypassed the battery. So I haven't bypassed my BMS on my Sur battery, so I'm only pushing, I think it's 80 amp line drive amps. But basically, if I bypass it, I can push it up to 120. So that's an extra 1.5, 2, 3 kilowatts or something stupid. I don't know exactly what, but it's definitely a nice little jump in power, and will definitely get me up over that 55, 60 mile per hour top speed. So that's why I'm gonna list this and post this as a 55, 60 mile per hour bike. Currently right now I've only been hitting, I want to say, I think I topped out at 51 miles per hour when it was at 100% charge, 52 maybe. And that was on 2 different GPS maps, or apps, sorry. And I also rode past one of them little radar thingies that the coppers have set up on the side of the streets. So I'll try to get some more footage for you guys. Hopefully this is a good start and you guys are all into the bike. It's a beautiful fucking bike, man. I do highly suggest Eboxes. The 2.0s, the 3.0s, awesome bikes. Only reason I suggest the Dragster over those is, like I said, for the modability. If you're looking for a really badass bike that you can mod, toss in the back of your car, toss in a trunk, like, this thing's it. If you don't have the wheelie bar on there, man, this thing's 4 feet long or something, fucking end to end. Maybe. Like, it's sick. It's such a tiny, sick little ripper. And I'm 6 foot, almost 6'1", like just over 6 foot, and 220 pounds. And I fly on this thing. I don't look that ridiculous. So yeah, that just goes to show you size, weight, what it can do. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, the only reason I upgraded this thing and did all this is because me and Econic wanted to just do something new that hasn't really been done yet and get ahead of the game with the kit and just show the possibilities with this. But in reality, guys, I'm gonna let you know that these Dragsters stock are so crazy. The power out of them stock, the aggression and shit. Like I said, I'm 220 pounds. I've got quite a bit of experience on bikes, and even with the aggression meter turned all the way off, you turn that knob all the way down, this thing would still pop up with very, very, very little lift, like at all. It'd pop the wheelie. Full aggression, it's honestly pretty much uncontrollable. It's absolutely insane how fucking aggressive and just torquey it is. It's meant for doing wheelies. Highly suggest getting the wheelie bar unless you're really, really, really good at wheelies prior. I hadn't really been a good wheelie guy yet, so I got it, and it's been helping me, to be honest. So love this bike, and that's it for now, guys. Hopefully you stay tuned. Let me know what you want to see in the future.